Ever felt judged at the gym?
You don't know how to use the leg curl machine? Are you serious? Is this your first day alive? No, it's okay. I love helping people during their first day on Earth.
At Planet Fitness, get energy without the judgment and join the judgment-free zone. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Get energized today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th. See Home Club for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Background music and ambience brought to you in part by Midnight Syndicate, masters of instrumental gothic, fantasy, and horror soundtracks for your imagination, and makers of the official Dungeons & Dragons soundtrack.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Last time on A Fool's Quest. After returning successfully from the cemetery crypts, our heroes were commissioned by Chief Instructor Munster to collect on various debts, specifically those of a large half-orc named Krulton. Speaking with Not Mike for information, they found the half-orc in a nearby gambling hall. There, the silver-tongued Malphaedor convinced the brute to settle his debts. Another successful challenge completed. Now, let's join Michelangelo, the Turtle Cleric, Malphaedor, the Aasimar Paladin, and Dwarven Brewmaster Ingvald Porter Altbeir as they band together in their pursuit of A Fool's Quest.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
All right, you nerds ready?
Let's fucking do it.
Let's do this.
All right, I am recording. Okay, so when last our heroes met, they had just finished in a casino collecting a debt, and they then took the debt back to Mike's dive, dropped off 2 gold, I believe, to Not Mike, and then to pay off his 35 silver debt plus interest. Then they went back to the guild to drop off the 50 gold. They took their cut from there, and then they had some little leftover profit that they pocketed and didn't tell anyone about. From there, they crashed for the night. On a happier note, you guys leveled up after your last task. What did you guys take for your abilities for level 3? Chris, you can go first.
I picked up Healing Word, 60-foot range, 1d4 plus my Wisdom Healing, Prayer of Healing, which is 30 feet, 2d8 plus Wisdom mod, and Find Track. Got 6 more hit points. Some of hit points.
What? Yeah. Practically a tank.
I'm immortal.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Mike?
I picked up my 3rd level Sacred Oath. Took Oath of Devotion. Seemed to fit his character. Which gives me a couple different new channel divinity abilities. One is the Sacred Weapon. I can imbue my weapon with positive energy for a minute and add my charisma modifier to the attack rolls, and it basically strikes as a magic weapon. And a couple extra spells. And Turn the Unholy. I can now affect some low-level undead.
Nice.
Right. And I picked up a couple different abilities. I now have Iron Liver, so I can... so many things. I can become resistant from all the alcohol I ingest. It protects me from disease and poison. I'm immune to all non-magical diseases, and I have resistance to poison damage and advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. So basically, try to poison me, I dare you. That's great.
That's baller.
Take you to a bar and get people to bet if they can out-drink you.
Oh, hands down, gold for days.
I might be able to talk them into that.
Ooh, dare them. I also get two drunken feats, so I get dodgy drunk. So when a melee attack misses me, I can move 5 feet without provoking an opportunity attack. So you basically just run away.
Nice.
So if you miss me, a punch, just gonna leave.
Quick side stuff.
Like, okay, bye.
Nice.
Drunken stupor.
And I also get How Did I Do That, which is a drunken feat where I gain a fighting style from the fighter class and I have to be drunk to use it. But I gained the dueling feat. Or dueling
fighting style?
Dueling fighting style.
Yeah.
It's an extra plus to hit.
Yeah, plus the hit. So it's a little bit of advantage there.
Nice.
And I believe... Oh, and I can brew 2 specialty beers now. I get Ox Brew, which increases my strength to 18. And I get a Fatigue Brew, which will take away 1 fatigue point.
Which is good, because if you're drunk for too long...
If I'm drunk for more than... with my
fatigue.
level right now, drunk for more than 6 hours, I get 1 fatigue point. So I just drink another beer, stay drunk, and lose fatigue point.
There you go. Hey, a little hair of the dog there.
Yeah, hair of the dog is definitely right. And
that's what you should have named that brew.
Yeah.
I should have renamed that hair of the dog.
It's a hairy dog.
Hair of the Cerberus? I don't know.
All right. And so in sadder news, Tarek and Ingvald were the partner duos that were all together when you guys were all coupled up upon entry into the guild. And on the way back from reclaiming your money from the person that you were targeting to go get, you guys successfully collected the money. Tarek had really high charisma. Talked him into giving the money. And you guys left. And then you guys got mugged in the street. And Tarek Caesar, which was Tarek's last name, was stabbed multiple times in the street.
Truly for chewing his name. Not great.
He didn't make it. So you've been paired up with these two, with Mikey and Malphaedor. Mal. And so you guys are a threesome now.
So they paired a drunk with a turtle and a pretty boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Free Amigos!
Paladin Rich Kid.
Yes.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys crash again. If you're missing any hit points, you should roll to reclaim hit points. Outside of that, you come back downstairs in the morning. You go to the general mess hall, to where Munster is normally set up for his little station there. And he says, "Welcome back. Congratulations on completing your task. I have some news that impacts you both." And then he tells you about Tarek Caesar being mugged and killed. And, all that fun stuff. So, he dismisses you guys and says, after you finish breakfast, go meet with Charles, and he will give you your next task to go to the next place.
Is Charles the half-elf that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys called him Chuck a bunch.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that, but I didn't remember you saying if it was the half-elf that welcomed us, that yelled at us.
Oh, yeah. He's the one that sent the halfling out.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit halfling?
Yeah.
Good. I smelled that in my bunk the whole time.
That was actually my footlocker.
So do you guys do anything before you go talk to Chuck?
I ready my beer, so I choose my beer for the day. I'm going to be carrying Ox Brew with me for the entire day today.
Good. Yeah.
And I also drink 1 gallon of Ox Brew.
That's your breakfast.
So I will be intoxicated for an hour.
That works.
And I'll spend a bit of time in the morning in my studies. Since I just took the Oath of Devotion, I should reflect that in my guys' daily activities.
Okay. That works.
I'll pray to Greyhawk and then spend some time in the kitchen to get that pizza perfect.
It's getting better.
It is.
Every time. Yeah,
They're
every
getting
time. Yeah. They tried to grab some cockroaches out of Mike's dive, Tad, instead of crickets. Yeah. think you're probably okay with that. I'll give us some
Poisonous?
cockroach.
Because I'm fine with that. I'll go for it.
Yeah, you could probably have one of his pizzas. No problem.
No.
He'll drink his breakfast. Thank you. All right. So you guys do those things, and then you go meet up with Charles. And Charles says, now that you are a team of 3, we have a task that is a little bit more difficult that we are going to assign to your team. We will be asking you to travel to Buxbe. On foot, the trip should take about 2.5 days. Judge Brian Mills presides over Buxbe. One of his nieces, by the name of Maggie Mills, was recently kidnapped and is being held hostage for ransom. You are to meet with Judge Brian Mills to discuss whether you will facilitate the ransom exchange or what other means you might pursue to ensure the girl's safe return. You have proven yourselves both capable at physical confrontation as well as diplomacy. You should be fully capable of handling this the best way you see fit. Remember, you are still recruits, so you will need to adhere to the laws of Buxbe. Do you have any questions?
So his name is Brian Mills. Does he go against the grain? That's my
I'm not acknowledging any puns during this.
That's all I got. Really, that's it.
Okay. Docking XP.
I told you I have no. It's gonna be fun.
Well, Charles has no sense of humor. His sense of humor is having midgets shit in your shit. So
I have no shit. I have beer. I supply beer. Get out of here.
Okay. Do you guys have any other questions that aren't puns?
Are they providing transportation to Buxbe?
No. On foot.
On foot.
2.5 days.
Can we commandeer transportation?
If you want to pay for it, go for it.
We could.
But you're still recruits, so you don't have cloaks to...
We don't have the shiny things.
Yeah.
Okay. Does this Brian Mills know we're coming?
Yep. He sent the letter to request our aid.
So he'll be expecting us when we get there.
Correct.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Get walking.
How long do we have to prepare? Are we leaving now?
Leave as soon as you can.
Okay, cool.
Girl's
Ready to
been
go
kidnapped. It's already going to take you 2.5 days. Oh, sorry.
All right. Is there anybody nearby the guild that provides horses or carriage?
Yep, there's a shop for you to rent the horses and carriages. There's a whole list of shops.
I'm gonna go ahead and procure a carriage for all of us.
Okay, so you guys go to leave, and on your way out, you go through the mess hall and into the foyer, and you see Tim and Terry just sitting there on the floor, staring at their hands. They look exhausted and perplexed.
I smile at them as I say,
Tim's
boys?
like,
How'd it go?
Tim looks up from his little piece of paper that he's got in front of him, little scroll, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, how's it going?"
Did everything go well?
Yeah, things went well. No, things went well. We got our next mission. Werewolves. We got werewolves. I didn't even know they were a real thing. And what'd you guys get?
Wow, werewolves.
We have to go rescue a girl who got kidnapped.
Damsel in distress. Woohoo!
Yeah. So you guys.
So not werewolves.
You guys have a little girl, and I have werewolves.
So I say nothing.
Good.
And open another beer.
Just drink in front of them.
As we said before, them's the breaks.
Good luck.
Yeah, you guys too with your girl.
Hey, may Greyhawk protect you.
Yeah. Can we have some of that beer before you go?
I literally stare at them.
With that look like, you gonna die.
I'm not wasting my beer on dead men.
They might live.
It's Tim and Terry.
Yeah. Have faith.
Yeah, they survived Large Marge and some zombies.
Sounds like they didn't really mentally survive.
No, they seem scarred now somehow.
They both have pretty decent charisma, so maybe Large Marge,
Large Marge
made it out of it. All right, so you guys leave the guild, and you go a few streets up, not too long of a walk, and you get to a place where you can rent a carriage. or a few horses. It's actually cheaper to rent a carriage with one horse than what it is to rent individual horses. It's cheaper to rent a pack mule and walk, but
yeah. But how will that adjust our travel time?
For a carriage,
yeah,
versus individual horses,
yeah,
not too much. It doesn't really impact it on the riding chart.
Well, I'm thinking with the carriage, that means we can also rest on the way without being tired, and we'll also have extra place to store our gear.
Big horse to carry me.
Yeah.
So you said how many days is it?
2.5 on foot.
2.5 on foot. Yeah.
Carriage, how many do you think?
It's supposed to shorten it. I think it's going to take you down to about a day and a half travel time, a little bit longer, almost 2 full days.
So you say 1 day to brew. Would that be enough time to brew beer in the carriage?
Yeah, should be.
Okay,
should be enough.
Thank you. That's all I needed.
Plus, with the carriage, you'll have extra room, elbow room to do what you got to do.
Good.
Let me see how much it costs to rent here. Man, it says within a city, 3 copper per mile. That's a weird fucking way to say it.
3 copper per mile?
Yeah, in city. It's like take a fancy coach somewhere.
Like a taxi.
Are they trying to rent us a car?
Okay.
Got a horse pen with an Enterprise label.
Mountain vehicles. It says to buy a horse on
Is
here.
that not you or
Is 50 gold. No, that's a war horse is 400 gold. Yeah. But they don't have anything to rent. So let's say if it's 50 gold to buy a horse and carriage for the 3 of you will be 5 gold to rent a day.
5 gold per day, so it's like
it's like it's a one-way trip.
So it's 8 gold basically for the trip, like 5.5 plus more interest. So you said it's 1.5 days.
5 gold a day. It can be a day and a half there, a day and a half back, 3 days. So
Yeah.
15 gold.
Yeah,
15
back,
gold.
So 15
Yep.
total. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Is there a way I can negotiate to trade them beer? Because I have extra beer, so I can bring them trade.
They don't take beer. In a city this size, they don't really trade like.
What if he gets them drunk
that.
first?
Yeah, in a city this size, they don't trade like that because it's like a capital city, so they stick more to currency. In a smaller town, though, or a village, or a
Is there a
settlement,
way
you'd
I
be able
could
to.
barter a group rate?
Like,
considering that we're pledging members of the guild, maybe that has some clout with them.
yeah, if you say you're recruits, I'd say they could knock a gold off for each one of you, so you go down to 4 gold each.
Okay.
Plus, you've got the charisma to help. All right, so you guys get in your trailer and go. All right, so I have this thing that I made for travel. You guys are going to roll a die. I've got it mapped out who's going to do it first. So Michelangelo rolls first, and a 19 or a 20 means a random event happens, and then we'll roll again to see what the event is. So roll a d20 and see if you get a 19 or 20.
A 2.
A 2. So nothing happens the first day of travel. Ingvald, you roll for the second day of travel.
4.
4. So nothing happens for the second. No random stuff happens for the second day of travel. So you guys travel the main road. You camp, overnight. You can set guards if you want. You can all sleep in the carriage without guards if you want. However you want to manage that. Nothing happens that throws you off. You're kind of off a main road anyways, outside, running outside of Cheddar, so not crazy to think that nothing happened while you were traveling. So you guys get to Buxbe, and I should probably tell you about Buxbe. So Buxbe is a minor settlement. It is ran by a human judge named Brian Mills. So you guys get into town, you ask around a little bit, find out some basic information. Buxbe is a true melting pot of the races, classes, and professions. So it's located in the foothills just south of Corbin. Buxbe acts as a way station for travelers that are moving from Corbin, Gilio's Landing, Cheddar, or Seaforge, moving to one of the other cities for trade. Judge Brian Mills, the human, presides over the minor settlement. The inside of the settlement has 2 inns of note. Each have an adjoining tavern. The first inn is Giblet's Inn and Stables. It's a common inn. It can be seen when entering the town. Giblet's provides a small stable for horses as well as a room for each traveler. The inn is one story and runs the length of the stables, and the stables are connected to a guest room separated by a thin wall. So imagine when you get to the inn, you see that there's a spot that faces the outside of the city. Like you're coming in, you see it. There's a spot to link up your horse to rein it in for the night. And then immediately attached to that stall on the other side, there's a wall there. On the other side of that wall is where your room is. So your room is pretty tiny. It's about the size of horse stall that you would have. So you could rent, space for your horse, space for yourself, and you're good to go. And it's, almost like a motel. So it's just a straight one-story line of those. The second inn that you guys hear about is the Chipped Cauldron. So it's a little bit more of it's a nicer inn. It's a 4-story stone-walled building with a slate roof. It was once a manor house and is famous for a nice, fancy collection of artwork that the original owner used to have. The main floor has a common room with a hearth and live music, starting from dinner until close. And then the second through the fourth floors have the rooms for visitors. The inn keeper is a tall male elf named Alanon. Which inn do you try to go to, or do you just go see the judge?
Go see the judge.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, we'll arrange lodging after.
Okay,
judge first.
Yeah.
Okay. So because you guys took the trailer there, you guys made pretty good time. It was a little over a day and a half. So you left in the morning. So you're getting there shortly after dinner time on the second day, and you go to the place where the house where the judge resides is actually his house. So he's got a nice house. It's just a few doors down from the Chipped Cauldron. He, his personal guard knows that you were coming in, so they welcome you in and they tell you he's finishing up a meeting, but he'll be happy to move you to the front of the line for the next meeting now that you guys are there. So you wait a little bit longer, and after he finishes up the meeting, a guard, and I mean, they're not even really well dressed. You guys have been seeing guards walking around Cheddar lately, and these guys here, it's clearly a difference in quality armor and training, and so he's almost a little bit more like a lackey than an actual guard in comparison to what's in Cheddar. But he comes out and he says, "Hey, the judge will be happy to see you now. Please come." Follow me, and he takes you into a room. It's a small library, but it's got 2 bookshelves that, one against each wall, and then it's got a desk against a third wall with a chair that the judge is sitting in. And Judge Mills says, "Gentlemen, I appreciate you making haste in coming here. My niece's well-being is very important, so the quicker that you can recover her, the better it will be. What do you need from me to get started?"
We'll need to know all the information about the disappearance of your daughter and what happened.
Sure. So she... Nope, my niece.
Niece.
Awful luck.
Shh, I've got her in the carriage.
Whoa, it just got bad.
So she was taken from the house shortly after sunset by a band of brigands and some escaped convicts, it seems like, out of our local jail here. And they traveled immediately west into the foothills towards the mountain range, the Ribs mountain range. So you should be able to find them that way. It's rained, it rained the night that they were taken, but that meant for pretty easy tracks to be followed. So you should be able to follow them straight west. It's they're basic paths that lead out of town that you can follow them down. My men will escort you to the path that we know they took to leave town, but after that, it's on you to track them the rest of the way.
Okay. Now, you said these were like local brigands and bandits, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about them?
A couple of them were arrested for stealing, and then 2 of them were arrested for murder. So they are a pretty high profile. And they did escape. Nobody was killed during their escape, but we assume that they are, they're just trying to get enough gold to leave. So they have the ransom that they are looking for. Oh, they've asked for 500 gold for ransom, and I am willing to pay 100 gold. So I will let you walk away with 100 gold. If you can rearrest the kidnappers, the 100 gold will be donated in whole to the guild with whatever cut you guys take out of that. And yeah, we'll put those guys back in custody.
Are there any of the bounties from the government on their heads?
I was just wondering about that.
No, there aren't any other bounties because they were just captured and all bounties have been fulfilled.
I didn't know if any release bounties.
Yeah, no, nothing new. This just happened, and we've asked the guild to facilitate this on our behalf. So we would like to think that this 100 gold will, resolve the issue instead of having to put individual bounties out for each person. But nonetheless, the city just doesn't have.
Now, he did mention
500
that
gold.
some of these bandits and ruffians were charged with murder before.
Yep, 2 of them.
So, do we have any sort of stipulation as to capture, not kill?
We would prefer capture, just to keep it civil. They had the chance to kill their guards, and they did not. So, but do what you need to do. Your decision, your discretion.
So, yes. Well, we shall lean toward mercy, but should we be backed into a wall, I cannot vouch for the wiseness of their decisions.
Yep.
They committed murder. Was there any specific way they committed murder? Was it by magic or weapon?
One guy hung his brother, just hung him in their barn, found the body there. He was charged with murder. And the other guy got into a drunken fight at a bar and stabbed somebody, and then was promptly arrested. So,
okay. So no neighborhoods exploding in green fire or anything?
Half a city block explodes in a ball of green flame. Green flame! I mean, so all hell is breaking loose here.
Yeah, no.
Do we know the races of any of these people or appearances?
Mostly humans. There's one half-elf that's with them. So there are 6 men, 2 women, mostly humans, 1 half-elf. They went west. The guards will escort you to where you need to go. If you want to rest for the night, you can, or if you want to start your tracking tonight, you can do that as well.
We should at least drop stuff off, whether...
Yeah, get settled in, start a base camp, and then...
Yeah, I'd rest for the night. Or at least rest for a short period of time.
Now, do any of us have any kind of tracking skills whatsoever?
That's a great question.
I know I don't.
I am proficient in survival.
I have history and insight. That's it.
Not necessarily tracking, but...
However, we're going to the ribs, and the ribs is where I was born.
Oh, awesome.
So I will have an advantage on that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd say you'd have an advantage on the ribs, just knowing the foothills and the mountain there. And plus, you've traveled a lot. And then survival, I would use survival for your tracking.
So between me knowing the area and you knowing the tracking, we should...
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it wouldn't be a bad idea to hire a guide or someone local.
We got this.
Cool.
Is it total? No water, it's fine.
It's up there with defining, right?
Yeah, if we find a river,
Water and
we're
pizza.
good.
Oh, water and pizza. What else do you need?
That's what we do.
Why, thank you.
You just show the little character. Yeah, look at this.
Got a new turtle mini. Cool.
You bought that yourself?
Yeah, I would say you could either use for tracking either survival or investigation, whichever one you wanted to.
Where's your rooster?
But you guys make insight rolls real quick.
19.
21.
Jesus.
Alright, so...
Very insightful.
Yeah, I see that. Alright, well... well, the other 2 are talking. You're following behind them, drunk. And...
I have an excuse for everything.
It's very plausible.
So, you guys come to the conclusion on your way back to... Which inn do you want to stop by?
I'm leaning toward the chipped cauldron.
Yeah.
The nicer one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly forgot the 2, but I think the nicer one as well.
Yeah, or giblets.
Yeah.
I don't want giblets. Yeah, giblets.
Yeah, giblets sounds like a dive.
Giblets sounds like Mike's 0.0.
Yeah.
Like a negative Mike's,
Yeah.
actually.
With large Sally in the kitchen.
Angry Susan.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so you guys are on your way to the chip cauldron, and you come to the conclusion that if these guys are asking for ransom for 500 gold, they probably, even though they have a several-day head start on you, probably aren't that far outside the city. They're probably waiting for somebody to come with a sack of gold in response to their request.
Imagine they have some sort of hideout somewhere.
Yeah. So, yeah. So you guys know that even if you rest for the night, you're not probably putting too much of a delay between,
But I'm wondering if we should scope the place at night rather than broad daylight.
Between my insight of the area and his survival skills, you should be able to do that successfully.
Stealth isn't really a thing I'm good at.
Stealth is not a thing he's good at. It's
No.
Trying to do it
My dexterity is not
secretly in the dark might not
What kind of
work
armor are you
very
in?
well.
I don't wear armor.
Turtle. Like, it helps if you don't say turtle every time you walk.
Nice.
Turtle.
Oh, that's right.
Well, what's the point of being a turtle then?
All right, so you guys are on your way. You come in, and Alanon was there, and he's standing behind the desk. And you notice that the tavern is actually attached to the inn, but it's not in the inn. So it looks like you can get food here at the inn, but if you want booze, you go next door to the tavern. Yeah, in the inn. So it's 2 gold per room for the night here at the Chipped Cauldron.
So we're at a place that sells beer, correct?
Correct. Next door sells beer.
That's owned by the same people, right?
You don't know that.
I'll roll to see if I can figure out that they're owned by the same people. 20.
Okay, your perception tells you that you could just ask Alanon if he owns the tavern.
Well, that's sorely disappointing. So I ask Alanon, are the owners the same?
Nope, my brother owns next door, so I can introduce you.
Younger brother Alatine?
Younger brother Ray.
Everybody loves Ray.
Would you like me to introduce you?
Yes.
Okay.
Interested in selling beer to Ray.
All right. So he takes you next door to meet Ray, and here is Ray. They look incredibly similar. So
Now, in the days we've spent as his roommate, has he been crafting his own Okay.
Yep.
So we've sampled them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you
we're
probably
we're
tried
fully
a lot of this.
versed in your wares.
Yep.
So I make a keg of beer a day, which is 128 pints. So you probably have a lot of it.
Nice.
All of it. So.
Nice. It's like going to college.
So on the way here, I brewed a keg of beer. So I'm going to try and sell it to Ray.
So Ray and Alanon are both they're both taller for elves, but they're both elves. Kind of hard time gauging their age, but they both seem very kind to everyone. And they are so he takes you over and introduces you. Here's Ray.
Hello, Ray. I would like to offer you a pint of my brew.
I would drink your pint of brew gladly. What brew is it?
This is just my standard beer.
Oh, okay.
So this is going to be go ahead and go with the Dwarven Conversation.
Okay.
I'm interested in selling a keg of this beer. I want
Alright.
to see if you'd like to pick it up.
Okay. Either charisma
You need a
or probably persuasion roll.
Persuasion roll?
Yep. Yeah, I'd say persuasion, and it doesn't have to be high. I'd say a 10 or more. Negative. Okay, so
no, it's a 3.
He says, he tries it. He's like, I like it. We just put a new beer on though, and I just don't feel like it's.
Am I privy to this conversation?
Yep, you are. So if you'd like to interject and make an independent roll to boost.
Yeah, I'll make an independent roll.
IPA's roll.
19.
19? Okay. So, Ingvald, you're like, here, try my beer and for free. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. But we just put a beer on, so I'm not super interested.
And I will also add in, but if you pick this up today, now, you will be the only person in the entire area with this particular brand of brew.
And he thinks about it for a second. He's like, you know what? All right, let's do it. How much is it for?
How much do you talk about your How much do you talk about your stuff in the room?
So what is his? Can I ask him his average selling price?
Average selling price for
his beer.
For
So what would he
beer is at a good inn is 5 silver pieces for a good quality beer.
Okay,
whatever you sell for, double it.
So I will sell at 1,280 gold pieces. Or silver pieces.
So
It's 10 to 1 for silver to gold.
Okay, so 280 or 208 gold piece.
that would be at the cost, though, right? That one he would be making a profit.
That's how much he would make. So I'll sell it at 120 gold.
All right, he offers 75.
Not so well.
75 it is.
I'll accept 75.
All right, so there you go.
And then I will use, what was it? You said 2? So I'll use all 6 of the gold that I just earned to buy armors.
Okay.
So that means I earned 69
Okay,
total.
wait. Like the strength check with the sarcophagus lid, since there's 2 of us using persuasion, would that give us one of us advantage on the roll?
I guess I should roll a persuasion for that to see if I can convince.
No, because you already failed your
Fair.
persuasion. Yeah,
Okay.
you already failed yours.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That's
okay,
fair.
that's fair enough.
That's
I
fair.
accept 69 gold to use 6 of it to buy armor.
Good deal.
And he gets my keg of beer, so I only have Oxford left.
Go entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And then overnight, I brew another keg of beer.
Yeah. Now those prices are because this.
That's how it works. If I have 8 hours,
Setting
I
up
can
the
brew
mash
beer.
4077 still in the room.
Well, I'm a magic brewer, so I can brew beer in 8 hours.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sleep at some point though too.
I take a short rest during a long rest.
Yeah, you can take a short rest. You didn't use any abilities or anything, so
Yeah, I take a short rest. I didn't lose any health or abilities, so
Yep.
I'm allowed to do that.
You're good. Now the prices there
This would reduce my
for
amounts.
this specific inn are just. I mean, like I said, it's a trading hub, so it's like right in the middle of everything. So they have a little bit more premium prices, anyways.
Yeah,
but
so I go down to 7.5 for everything because I just used half my product. And I reduce the beer down. Cool.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
So you guys made a profit at the more expensive inn, and yeah, so you guys crashed for the night. Anything else you want to do? The inn includes dinner with the room.
Oh yes,
so
I'm so hitting a nice, elegant dinner.
yeah, you get a nice fancy dinner. That's exactly what you're used to.
Yes,
now. I mean
And
it's travel,
I
not.
I take such comfort in it. It's like I savor every morsel.
For dinner, I eat a simple burger and drink my own beer.
Perfect. And there's no pizza here.
There's
Do you
no
even want to
pizza.
try?
No, we're not going to be here long.
He starves slightly and drinks my beer.
All right, so you guys wake up the next day, and you
have to go to the judge's house.
Yeah, you go to the judge's house. Yep.
Yeah,
Guard to lead us.
Pick up the 100 gold.
Well, that's
Are we taking that with us, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you're taking the 100 gold with you
If
for.
we can rearrest, or they just give it to us anyways.
Well, that was the judge's offer to pay the ransom.
Oh, instead of 500, we'll be offering them more.
Convince him to take the 100 rather than 500.
Gotcha.
Yep. So it's your option. You guys don't have to take the 100 gold, but I mean, if you don't give them the 100 gold, then it's donated to the guild anyways. So
we should take it with us. So
yeah.
You know, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yep. All right. So you guys collect the 100 gold. 2 of his guards escort you out of town. You guys head west into the foothills.
They're not going to accompany us, though. Like little peon lackeys.
No, they're not
red
gonna
shirts.
accompany you. They're taking you. They take you out to the last known spot for where their scout tracked them to the last bit.
Okay. One last thing. Was there any sort of portraits or anything of the niece in the judge's manor house, so we know what she looks like?
There are a few pictures of women in his manor house, of family members, you assume. None specifically of his niece, but you do notice that a lot of them have the same features, so you feel like...
It's like some family traits that kind of stand out.
You'd be able to identify her probably based
Big
off...
ears or something.
Yeah. Giant nose.
Say, what are these traits? Is it giant schnoz?
Yeah, giant schnoz. So you'd be able to see her big nose from a mile away.
The mighty proboscis.
Walk in there and be like, oh.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. All right.
Spotted her coming around the corner.
Anything else?
What's our body?
Yes.
No, nothing else.
All right, they take you out of town. They take you to the end of the trail where they tracked them. There's a little bit of a cutoff where the woods start getting a little bit more dense right at the foot of the mountains. And they say, here's about where we're at. They walk you a good solid 3 hours out of town, and then they point you west. Say follow this trail. That's where we saw them. Track away.
While they're doing that, I'll try to strike up a conversation as we're going, just small talk, see if I can get any information from these two guys about what they know about the guys we're looking for.
Yeah,
or if there's any sort of buildings in the area that could be used as a hideout or caves or anything like that.
Yeah, they gave you the information that you already knew about the murderers. They told you a little bit about the thieves. A couple of them were stealing stuff from rich people's houses, artwork and stuff, trying to fence it. But for the most part, they were stealing stupid stuff, and they're all seems like small town crooks that got busted. Yeah, and they got out during a meal time, so they were released from their cells. They had meal, and then they escaped and collected the judge's niece. So yeah, so they didn't have a whole lot of info for you.
Okay.
Everything seemed a little off. Judge Mills didn't really seem too perturbed about his niece. Maybe he doesn't like her very much. The guards are giving you very limited information. They also just don't really give a flying shit about what's happening. Here's what we know.
So is she the shitty niece of the family or something?
Super annoying.
So as we walk into this area, because I'm from the Ribs, is there anything I see? I rolled a 17 in history or insight.
You do recognize the area. You've traveled this way before, just to some smaller areas, smaller towns.
Anything out of place that I would notice?
But nothing out of place. You do recall a couple of small caves, and you're going to walk in that general direction. But you're probably a solid day away from those caves still. So yeah, from that main area. So you've got some ideas on where they might be hiding, but you're still a good solid, day walk from that. Yep. Did you guys take your mount? The road here kind of goes to the foothills. The carriage and stuff actually might not be super conducive. It might actually be easier to hoof it through.
Yeah, we just had the one horse attached to the carriage.
It was just the one horse carriage.
Yeah.
We don't really have individual mounts that I'm aware of.
Right, yeah. I guess that's what I'm saying. Do you leave your carriage back? Because it's got wheels.
We have the carriage tied up.
So you're better
I imagine
walking.
it's not built for off-road.
Right, yeah. Not built for off-road.
We got out and locked the hubs.
Yeah, spiked wheels. All right. Okay, so you guys walk with the guards. They say their farewells. They wish you guys good luck.
Thank them for their service to their masters.
Yeah, they turn around and start heading back and leave you guys to your own devices. So it's still, you're only a few hours out. It's late morning. You guys began at sunrise.
What kind of condition is the trail in that we've been following? You said it was muddy the night they left, but what kind of... Has it diminished a whole lot, or? Yeah,
so it hasn't really diminished. So the tracks are still kind of there as far as being able to see, a good group, a group of people walking. At this point, you can see it's dried now, but there's still areas that are really noticeable, even for the most basic of tracker that's on there. But it hasn't rained, since that night, so there's nothing to really wash away the tracks. You guys have
pretty decent weather right now?
Yep, pretty decent weather.
Cool. That'll be a plus.
Yeah, it's like spring morning.
All right. So I figure I'll kind of let him take the lead on the area since he's familiar with it.
Yeah, so I'm leading the pack.
Yep. So you search through your memory and you try to think of places that you would, assume a group of, bandits would hold up in. And so you start marching that way.
Can I search?
Is there anything
see if there's a definite direction, if we're going one way or the other?
So
to narrow
far,
down which caves we might check.
Yeah, roll an investigation check for as you walk. But so far, you guys are finding just little. Every once in a while, you'll find more tracks that lead no way.
Not a 18.
9. Okay. All right, so we'll save that 18. You guys do travel it's about a solid day travel to the first large enough cave that people would be able to stay in, that Ingvald remembers. So you've got a bit of a hike there. So you take a day, a meal break in the day to eat some of your rations. And because we're walking during the day, who do I have rolling? I have Malphaedor. Make your roll a 19 or a 20. 4, so nothing crazy happens. Good job. All right, so you guys get there. You're 18 Whisper, your investigation check comes through, and you do find where, he shows, or he said, hey, up here is about where things are going to start to break off. It's going to break off the main path. There's not another path that goes to the cave, so it's kind of, rough terrain to get into there. But there's some wooded areas around there, and, we should head that way. So you're starting to walk towards the cave, and you notice with your 18 that there is actually a spot where the trail tracks off away from the cave. So, kind of back, south a little bit. So you guys were traveling west, but now it kind of breaks away south. So,
all right, I will point the path out to Ingvald and say, where does this lead off to? I thought you said there was only the one path.
Gotcha. I do not know anything about that path.
Yeah. So it's not really a path; it's almost like a trampled ground. Like they trampled it down.
So that is new ground because I rolled so I have no clue about that.
I'm inclined to check it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I'll lead down the path.
All right. So at this point in the day, it's really gotten later at night, and you guys come across, and you start to see red glow in the background through some of the wooded area. And the brush is still kind of tall here. There's a lot of bushes. There's a lot of tall, overgrown area. There's some trees, some nice size, large, girthy trees, and it's pretty clustered right here. So somebody's got you'd assume a fire going or something up in the middle of the wooded area.
Okay. Do we hear anything? Talking or?
Are you guys going to move forward, approach
slowly?
Yeah, so you can't see him yet, but yeah, you guys are coming from this corner. Yep, you got it. Now, if you guys are going to approach at a point where you're going to be able to hear them, then you are going to want to do it in a stealthy manner so that they don't hear you.
Okay, great. Stealth is...
Sneakiest turtle ever.
What'd you get?
Natural 20.
Nat 20.
Nailed it.
You're kidding me.
You are a Ninja Turtle.
Mikey goes invisible.
Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go!
A 12? Okay, that's
not
fine.
so sneaky for it to work. Wait, do I have advantage because I know the area at all, or no?
You don't know this area.
Okay.
You failed that roll, right?
Because that roll.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm going to lag behind a little bit since I'm wearing chainmail and have disadvantage on stealth rolls, and let them get a little closer.
Okay, so these two
sound like a shambling Brillo pad.
Get closer. You see up there, so you guys can tuck behind the brush. The squiggly lines on the map are brush. The round things are trees, and there are a couple of down logs that you see that are positioned next to a fire. And there are 4 people sitting around that. There are 3 men and 1 half-elf woman.
You said 3 and 1?
Yep.
Okay. So there's 4 people missing.
Yep. 3 guys, 1 female. Still wondering about it.
And I whisper that to who is the closest to me. He's the closest one. So I whisper in his ear that there are 4 people missing out of this group.
Okay. Yeah.
And I do not know if our target is missing.
Okay. So Ingvald whispers to Mikey, and Mal is still lagging behind.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys? How do you want to approach this?
I ready in action and chug a gallon of food.
Okay. You're not engaged in combat yet, so you are free to chug that beer at your leisure. Nobody appears to have heard you. They don't look like they're prepared for any kind of battle whatsoever.
Understood.
Mel, do you just want to approach them and see if you can talk our way?
I could.
Into this?
Yeah, pretend to be
while you guys are still stealthed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't know we're here.
All right.
Alright, so you guys hang back behind the trees. Ingvald and
I move.
Mikey hang back, or?
I want to move forward to a hidden position.
Okay.
In the tree line?
Yeah. So maybe stand behind, you two are standing behind some of the bigger trees?
Yes.
Okay. And Mal comes out to introduce himself.
Just
Yep. So
kind of stroll. Oh, thank gods, I found someone. Been wandering around this blasted forest for a day and a half.
As you approach them, they all stand at arms and they grab weapons. And
Take care. I mean no harm.
They're frantically looking around the fire, but honestly, it's dark outside at this point, and they've been staring at a fire, so their eyes are having a hard time adjusting anyway. And one of the men shouts out, "Stay where you are. Stay where you are, right there."
Very well.
What do you want? Who are you?
Oh, we were traveling. My carriage was traveling to Gideo's Landing, and along the road, and we hit a bump or an animal or something, and we lost the wheel. The driver was killed, unfortunately. Been wandering around here for days.
Worst carriage accident ever. We hit
it's a big animal.
Small bump, and
we hit a rabbit.
Well, it's shoddy carriage.
Carriage driver had a heart attack.
Such a rich person, just a shit carriage.
Yes, I wasn't happy about it.
Are you alone? The man asked.
There are forest spirits behind me.
He looks behind you to see if there are forest spirits.
Oh my god! It's the guys from the casino door.
I mean, maybe.
They're like, well. He says, well, you can join us, but stay a good arm's reach away. Are you armed?
Right and left.
I
assume I still have my cloak on.
Clever, he says. He also hates puns.
Gotcha.
These are terrible people. Who hates puns? Yeah. They're the best.
All right.
Please, do you have food and drink?
We have drink. We have water.
That'll suffice, I suppose.
And he nods to one of the other people, and they toss you a water skin.
Oh, thank you. I take extra time wiping the front of it off.
Like, I only drink out of not Mike's glasses. What is this garbage ass water skin?
Wipe it, but he fountains the whole thing.
Yeah, just go.
So Mal's sitting there chugging water out of somebody else's water skin.
And while I'm doing that, I'm kind of glancing around the camp to see if I spot anybody else other than these four.
Yeah, no, you do notice they were a little hard to see before, but you do notice 3 bedrolls that are laid out. That looks like they were going to crash. Make an insight roll, all of you.
Ooh, 19.
Okay.
On those rolls, I'm going to suck in combat.
Okay, so you would assume if there's 3 bedrolls there that probably means one of them would be keeping watch while the other 3 were sleeping, which would lead you to believe that there are literally only the 4 people here, not 8.
From my position, am I able to tell the race of these people?
Yeah, there's 3 humans and 1 is a half-elf.
Okay.
What kind of condition are they in?
They look rough. They look like they've been beat up a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, they sit back down on their logs and they kind of eyeball you, but they were quiet when you approached. They weren't chatting. There wasn't jovial conversation happening. They were sitting there kind of melancholy looking, so they sat back down into that melancholy.
All right. Well, I'll move a little closer to the fire, just sort of doing the classic hand-warming cliche.
Yeah.
So, what brings you out in this godforsaken wilderness?
We broke out of jail.
Oh.
So, and we're just leaving the area.
Sort of take a step back. Am I all right here?
Yeah. We kind of don't want any trouble. So,
nor do I.
Good.
So that sits well with me.
Yeah. So, as long as when you leave your gold here with us, and you go, no trouble.
So you said this is bush, correct? This
Yep.
is straight lines?
Yep.
And the trees are...
Trees. Yep.
Trees.
Yep.
Am I able to move without being seen at all?
You would have to make a new stealth check for movement, but yes, as long as you make that, you would.
I'll try to just keep their attention focused on me with just ridiculous banter.
Okay, so you're making loud conversation with them to help cover any movement in the back. So you both get advantage on stealth checks.
And trying to speak loud enough so they could hear me.
Yep.
I rolled an 18.
Oh yeah, you're stealthy as fuck.
I roll to flank. I'm going to be right behind this tree.
All right, there you go. You drunkenly, stealthily walk over there.
Stumble
You
a dwarf
stumble over there.
with
like
a couple of giant kegs, and he's that quiet. That's impressive.
A real stealthy little guy.
Mikey, are you doing anything?
Nope. I'm
No.
going to stay
Michelangelo
there.
stands still.
And I,
Doesn't even
with
risk
that,
the
I'm
roll.
also ready in action.
Okay.
One of my darts. My darts are not ready.
Okay. All right. So you've got your throwing darts ready.
I'll just ask him. So, is it just the four of you?
The half-elf woman says, "It is now."
Oh, sounds like a story there.
Not for you, friend.
Oh, well, I was just trying to make conversation. I've been wandering around in these woods for 2 days. Entertain me, please.
The guy was like, "It's a bit of a sore subject. Why don't you have a seat, enjoy your drink? You know, maybe leave yourself that coin purse you were mentioning."
Do you keep mentioning my coin purse?
They are armed. They haven't drawn their weapons, but you do notice they've got short swords, and you know, one of the men has daggers. The other three have short swords. Or no, two people have daggers, and two people have short swords.
Well, I'm sorry. It's much easier to unshoulder this shield than it is to unburden myself with the coin purse.
The man starts to stand up, and he pulls out his short sword, and he's like, "Really? Do we need to do this?" It's like, it's 4-on-1, friend.
Well, let me explain your situation to you, because apparently you're not getting it. We're here for you.
The other three stand up now to add attention and draw their weapons, and they start looking around frantically.
And I said, we are here for you.
Are you roll intimidation? Are you trying to?
Yes.
Okay, I assumed.
So +6. Oh, that's a fat 21.
Jesus. Okay, they are sufficiently intimidated. He's like,
Lex is real, just real hard. Gives a bicep kiss and a chest bump.
They're like, who are you?
This concludes this episode of A Fool's Quest. Join us next time for more fun and daring adventure. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment on your favorite
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
platform to listen to A Fool's Quest.